What's good with y'all, man? Welcome back to the channel for another fire ass video. So today we talking about my top 5 budget options when it comes to EDC. Now these top 5 budget options are currently in my collection. There's a couple of other guns that I actually want to go out and test out and see. But as of right now, these are my top 5 that's in my collection. Now, when it comes to these specific guns, I had a few stipulations that I had to put in place. 1, it had to be able to hold over 12 rounds. And number 2, it had to be reliable. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. Now coming in at number 5 is going to be my Rossi Martin RM1S. Now this gun does come Optic-Ready. It holds 12 rounds. It comes with metal sights, great stippling, and my favorite part about this gun is the trigger. We talking about a nice, clean break, bro. And y'all know, I'm kind of like a trigger snob, right? So then here's the reset on that. Nice and short, which makes this gun easy to shoot super fast. Now, like I said, standard, it comes with a 12 round magazine. That's gonna be your flush magazine, but it does come with a 15 rounder. It has like a little pinky extension there, so you can get that full grip on the gun. Now, I may get some kickback on this, but I'm going to say, honestly, this probably has one of the best triggers in this collection. Now, what you're gonna notice about this video is all except for one has pretty much a pick rail, and I love to have a light on my gun. I definitely gotta have a light on my gun. So that's honestly another plus when it comes to this. And with the grip being built how it is, this gets you a very high purchase on the gun, which makes that bore axis very low. So with that being said, a lot less felt recoil. And for all my left-handed / wrong-handed people, this gun is fully ambidextrous. So you have an ambidextrous slide release as well as mag release. All right, so coming in at number 4 is going to be the SAR 9C Gen 3. Now, I just recently made a video about this gun, well, like yesterday. But I will say, one of the things that surprised me about this gun is the grip, bro. I feel like the grip really makes this gun. Well, I can't necessarily say it's the grip, but I will say that with the grip and then the felt recoil when it comes to this gun, it shoots super flat. Now, when you get this gun, you get raised iron sights so you can co-witness with your red dot. And obviously, if you're on co-witness with your red dot, it is Optic-Ready. Front and rear slide serrations. Now, I will say those front slide serrations are really grippy. When it comes to the grip, you get like this medium rare type of like grip texture. Yes, I just compared it to a steak. So you're gonna have your no texture at all, a Glock. Then you're gonna have your medium stuff, and then you're gonna have your super aggressive stuff that's gonna give you like a diaper rash on your stomach. Now this gun does come with like a little light rail at the bottom, so you can attach a light, an oversized trigger guard, and a 15 round mag. Like I said earlier, one of my favorite things about this gun is the recoil impulse. A very, I would honestly say, semi-flat shooting gun, especially for a compact gun. This is gonna be one of them things where it's gonna be pretty much up to you if you like it or not. This thing has a very nice undercut under the trigger guard, and it's under 500 bucks, bro. You can definitely make something shake with this. I would say my only issue with this is holster compatibility. I know a lot of you guys be looking for holsters with certain types of lights. So do your research on this gun as well as the Rossi Martin and one other gun I got up here before you actually decide to commit to this, because if you plan on carrying this every day, like the title says, you definitely want to find a comfortable holster that works for you. Number 3 on this list is going to be the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus. I'm not even 100% sure I can put this at number 3. I was kind of like at odds with myself, but this gun is the truth, bro. As y'all remember, I wasn't a believer, but now that I've actually shot this gun, I would not mind carrying this on a day-to-day basis. Now, when I bought this gun, it came with 3 different mags. It came with a 10 round, a 13 round, and a 15 round. Its current configuration is in the 13 rounder. So this is how I would probably carry it more times than not. But if you need a little bit more mag capacity, this is what the 15 rounder looks like. I would honestly say that this is actually one of the, this is actually the cheapest gun on this list. I ended up getting this around Christmas time, and it was like on sale and brand new. In all honesty, I really just wanted to see what the hype was about, and it didn't disappoint. So with this, we only have back slide serrations. We got like something like front slide serrations, but it's really only right here at the bottom of the gun. But this particular one that I picked up does have a safety on it. I don't necessarily use it, but it's there if you want it. And obviously it is Optic-Ready. This thing has like a semi-flat slash curved face trigger. This is literally one of my favorite parts about this gun is the trigger. I wonder would I pick this one over the Rossi Martin? Let me see, hold on, let's see. I would say the reset is a little bit shorter on the Rossi Martin, but in all honesty, I mean, this is way better than I would probably say all the other guns on this counter. Now you do get iron sights with this gun, but you can't co-witness in its current configuration. But I do have tritium backs and a tritium front outlined in orange. All the controls on this gun is very easy to use. I don't find myself prematurely hitting that slide lock while I'm shooting it. The magazine release is easy to hit. And the grip is like a medium texture, so I will say it is easy to keep your grip while you're shooting this gun. Now, I only got like 2 dislikes when it comes to this gun. First thing is, it does not come with a light rail. The actual light on this is pretty much hanging on the trigger guard, which ultimately shortens like the amount of finger. You gotta be like in a very precise location to put your finger in there. That sounded crazy. But y'all get what I'm saying, man. Y'all see how much space is in there. So you have a little bit more space without the light, but with the light, it kind of like, you gotta be very like on point, or you just pretty much gotta know exactly where it is. With that being said, because I have to use this specific type of light, I only get like 100 candela, which ain't the brightest light in the world. I honestly prefer 500 and higher, but yeah, I only got 100 with this. And I would say the second thing is this gun is a little bit snappy just because based on the profile of this gun, it's not very big. So obviously it's gonna be a little snappy, but which kind of plays into another part of why I love this gun. This gun is very slim. I would probably say this is one, if not the slimmest gun in this list. So because it's slim, they actually made the grip wider when it comes to like a slide profile. It's wider than normal guns versus just being like very slim. So it still fits your hand pretty good. So is it snappy? A little bit, but I've had worse, much worse. I would honestly still say the 43X is more snappy than this. I still gotta shoot them side by side. If y'all wanna see that video, let me know in the comment section. And I would say this is probably a little bit less snappier than any Walther that you would pick up, and that's either compact, subcompact, or full size, because we all know Walthers shoot like shotguns. And because it's so slim, it makes it way easier to conceal. I would probably say this is the most concealable gun on this list as well. The M&P made the list, y'all. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and we on to the next. All right, y'all, so coming in at number 2 on this list is my baby, bro. Well, not necessarily, but kinda. So number 2 is gonna be the Taurus GX4 Carry. So this is gonna be like a slimline compact. It's pretty much the same size as most compact guns, but it's just skinny. Now this bad boy is Optic-Ready RMSC footprint. It comes with actual iron sights. Now they are pretty much compatible with Glock on the Taurus GX4 Carry. It has front and rear slot serrations, a pretty good size trigger guard. Trigger is a bit on the heavy side. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. I'll probably say about 6.5 pound trigger, but it is kind of flat facing, but it does have like a little curve to it. I can't really explain it. I feel like they did like a little bit of both, but neither one at the same time. Now it does have a rail so you can put a light at the bottom, and then you do get like a full, you know, a full grip on here, so you don't have to worry about your pinky resting on the actual mag. Now it does have a low bore axis, so it is very, very low recoiling, man. And I'm not gonna say that just because of the bore axis. It's something that Taurus did with this gun that has a very light recoil on it, which I love about it. Now, some of the things that I would say I would change about this gun is going to be, one, how you break it down. You actually need like a little tool that comes with it in the box where you like pretty much turn it and then the slide releases. So I really don't think that's practical, in all honesty. but you know, that's how they did it, so it is what it is. The other thing I will say I would change about this gun is the trigger pull weight. Now, it does have a nice crisp trigger, but it's heavy, it's heavy. Now, you don't tend to notice it when you're shooting, especially like when you're trying to shoot fast and everything like that. I would say, let's see, reset ain't the shortest. It's not the shortest reset, but it's not the longest either. I feel like when I'm trying to be a little bit more accurate when I'm shooting at distance, that's when I can tell because I see my shot start to pull in like different directions. Now, one of my favorite things about this gun is it's modular, which means I can take the trigger out and that's the actual serialized part of the gun. Same thing with the Echelon, with the SIG X macro, P365 line, whatever. But it's the same thing with the Taurus. I can take the trigger out and I can put it into a different grip module. I don't think nobody makes slides for it yet, but you know, different grip modules I can change around. I can do full size, I can do, you know, whatever I want to do. So that actually prompted me to, you know, do something a little different, and that's how I got this. Now, this is my baby for real, for real. Like, that's cool and all, but this is my baby. Now, this has a Mischief Machine lower on it, and oh my God. And then I have, you know, those ports at the top too. So this thing shoots flat as fuck, boy. Like, it's so much, like, look at this. Like, I mean, not look, I mean, I know you're looking, but like, listen. Right, that, and then it's a big difference to me. Like, this is so much smoother. And with this having like the metal lower, it makes this thing just heavy enough to like carry. Not as much as like a Glock 19, or I'll probably say around the same, but it doesn't make it like super heavy to carry, but it also eats up that recoil. I really think this is one of my flattest shooting guns too, and it's in the sub 500. Now, when you start adding all this other stuff to it, it's going, you know, obviously increase in price. But is it worth it? Absolutely. You know, you start with that and then you eventually upgrade to this. And because this trigger, I can take it out and drop it into different grip modules. Honestly, just how customizable that is, that's why this is number 2 for sure. Now, speaking of customization, that's why I have my number 1 as my number 1. And you guys can hate it, love it, do whatever. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, what y'all think this gun gonna be. But it is the Ruger RXM, bro. Now, I know I haven't dropped a full video on this gun yet, but this is what I will say. The customization of this gun, this is everything that Glock should be. Same thing with the Taurus. This has basically a modular system where I can take the trigger out and I can drop it into different grips, use different slots with this. And that's why I feel like this one kind of beat out the Taurus just by ever so much, because Glock is a proven platform, and that kind of goes into like my honorable mention. If you don't want to do the Glock clone, you can go get you a used Glock for under 500. But to stick to this, there's hella triggers, there's hella slots, there are, I ain't gonna say there's hella grips just yet for this particular, you know, the Ruger RXM platform, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be hella, I mean, Magpul is making this type of stuff. I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be even like chassis systems, kind of like there is with the P320 if you don't shoot yourself first. You know what, never mind, I got off subject. But there's gonna be like chassis systems for this particular setup. When it comes to budget EDCs, I think this would be the ultimate buy, in my honest opinion. Literally buy one gun and then you can literally have everything else shipped to your doorstep. But with that being said, I mean, straight out the box, we got front and rear slide serrations. We actually have an RMR footprint on this gun versus everything else, which has an RMSC footprint. The grip is pretty good. I would probably give this like a medium texture when it comes to like the stippling on it. It does have a light rail on the bottom, so I can't put a light on here. I will say, when it comes to the actual undercut under the trigger guard, this feels a lot better than a Glock, 110% honestly. And it does hold your typical Glock 19 15 round mag, or you can turn around and you can drop a Glock 17 mag in it that holds 17 rounds. I mean, the combinations are endless. Off top, it even comes with raised iron sights. Like, you really can't even beat that. And now that I think about it, this is like the second cheapest gun on this list, which gives me even more reason to want to go with this. For me, this is like a no-brainer, in all honesty. You get the Glock reliability, but you get hella customization when it comes to it. Now, I will say 2 things that I don't like about this gun. First thing is going to be the trigger. Now, the trigger is like a rolling type of trigger. I'm not gonna get into it. It just really has no definite wall. But y'all gonna see that in like the full review video. And then the second thing is I'm really not a big fan of the Gen 3 mag releases. I'm more of a fan of like the Gen 4 and 5 where it's kind of like a little bit bigger. I feel like this one I gotta kind of search for it. But that's just my opinion. I mean, everybody could be different, but if they had something that kind of like changed that, I mean, I would like it more, but in all honesty, that wouldn't stop me from getting this gun. I would just want to train with it a little bit more. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, another favorite thing about this gun is it has more of like a 1911 style grip angle. So for all my boomers out there, this one's for you. You can finally upgrade. Yeah, man, these are my top 5 budget guns that are optic ready. If you have anything that you want to add to this list, be sure to drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you would replace, which one you would go with, or what's your, top 5. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for tapping in with this video. Make sure that you guys are getting out there and training with whatever gun that you carry, and I'll see y'all next time. Let's get it.